don't believe the narrative.
Let's make a year of exploration, a year of celebration. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. Our opportunity, our moment. Let's march into finals.
The night in full flow. The Hurricane Higgins. He's about to pounce. Gets there. Owens, the same goes marching in.
Picked up Philippo. Spinning. Brilliant angle. Maintains Philippo with one of the best.
Okay, listeners, over the ditch Saners out there, we're finally back after a little bit of a hiatus. I'm joined by Sammy and Danny, and I'll just throw it over to Danny. He's just got a little bit of a message he wants to send out there before we start. Go for it, Danny.
Kia ora, guys. Just want to give everyone out there a big thank you for all your support. We had a little bit of a family tragedy, and Sammy's Nana Trace and my mother-in-law passed suddenly while we were in India. So we'd like to dedicate this episode to her, and hopefully she can send us a bit of guidance down to our mighty Sainters and give us some help. But she was a bloody great lady, and she loved the Sainters. Come to a couple of games here in New Zealand with us, and she'll be very, very sadly missed. But we'll dedicate this one to Nana. Hey, Sammy.
Yep. No worries, lads. And as always, my thoughts are with you on, challenging times. Even once we've said goodbye to our loved ones, we never forget them. So we'll move on and try and get back to what will keep us all sane, which is the St Kilda Football Club said no one. They're a bit of a yo-yo case this year. But anyway, we'll start off. We've got semi-special delivery. And Gary Randall has sent us a question via inbox. So just remember, everyone out there, if you've got a question for this segment, please inbox us and we will definitely throw it at Sammy. So, Sammy, I'll read word for word what Gary said to us. He said, "G'day, guys. Good win this week. Great to see a few players back. I have a question for you or Sammy or just general chat. Next week, we have the Hawks, which is the game we will be talking about shortly. Should Max go back to the seconds and see if he can get a bit of confidence and form, as he is not playing his best footy? But in saying this, I'm not saying the Hawks will be a walk in the park for us. What are your thoughts, guys? Go Saints." So, Sammy, what are your thoughts, buddy?
It's a very good question, but I think keeping him on is probably our best bet. He's just come off an injury. He's always struggled with injuries, but we know he can be a very great player when he's on. I think it was just a confidence thing. Maybe he didn't want to injure himself again, risk it too much. But I think, keeping him on will be the right decision.
Cool, mate.
Yeah, no, it's fair. And I guess, guys, and Sammy, this might be what you're probably alluding to, is there anything much gained by putting him in the VFL?
It could be, but I think just after one game, like maybe after this week, if he performs that poorly again, you can send him back. But after one game, it's probably be a down for him. It'll put him down even more. But yeah,
probably let him try and play himself into confidence.
Yeah,
good thing.
Yeah, and look, confidence in the VFL versus confidence in the AFL, they're two different levels.
Different pillar.
Yeah, and also too, you're not guaranteed you're going to have the same game plan at Sandringham that they have at St Kilda. So therefore, are you really gaining anything?
Yeah,
I got a little bit of a different idea, as I've brought up before. I think about a month ago, I wouldn't mind seeing them slot him in at centre half forward and try and gain a bit of confidence there. What does it also do for get him up and running a bit? And as was spoken about, he has led up the ground quite a few times, previously, even this season. What does it also do? Is it create a bit of a gap back in full forward? Could create more chances back for whoever's back there. So I wouldn't mind seeing him do something like that. But doubt that would happen. But that's just an idea that floated on my mind for a wee while.
Well, and the thing is, too, if he was doing that, it then gives one of two blokes the opportunity to get in that forward 50, Marshall or Hayes, depending on who's in the ruck, if they continue with Hayes. And I do believe when we get into the highlights, he may be on the lips of at least one of us.
Yes, I reckon. Right, yeah.
And
but no, hopefully he finds some form this week.
Yeah.
But Hawthorn did show last week that they're going to be thereabouts. You know, not going to be no pushover. So.
Yeah, true, very true, and it'll be interesting to see the lineup when it comes out, and I will be posting that on the Facebook page as soon as it's out, because word is, listening to SEN, driving to work, I believe it must have been yesterday morning. Yes, it was. They had Mason Wood on the morning show, and or the Brekkie show actually, and he basically said Liam Henry's right to go. So I don't know if they're going to. Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, exactly, and I don't know if they're talking VFL return or straight into the.
Yeah, he'll slot straight into the season. I'd say that's what I'd like to see.
So moving into our usual sort of segments, we've got the highlights versus North. Sammy, what was your highlight versus North?
I got a couple here, but I went with Sinclair. He's all season. He's had a couple games he's gone great with disposals like he always does, but he hasn't been really standout. And this, I think, against North, he had that game. It was very good. Kicked 2, and he got 33, something like that, disposals. It was very good. Yeah.
Yeah, probably his best game of the season by far, you'd say. Finding a bit of his old form again.
Yeah, coming back to his old form.
And I believe his next best game for the season, he spent time in the midfield as well. So that's telling us something, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed.
And what about you, Danny? What was your highlight?
There was a couple, I could have chucked Wilson in there, and getting a couple of our good fellas back. We had some good ends, but I've got to go with something we've been calling for a while, and it's Hayes getting a crack and working with Marshall, kicking a couple. Bloody, I've got to be happy with him. We've been calling for it for a wee while, and it's just great to see him back playing at the top level. Very, very talented footballer, and he's had no luck of injuries. But let's hope they're behind him now, and he can cement his place in the side and keep doing what he's been doing. What he done last week,
And what was good too is he took a solid knock, stayed down for a little bit, but got up again. So he's obviously right. He's right.
Yeah, bloody good.
So my highlights, you've stole a bit of my thunder. So I'll because of course we've been on the same wavelength from day dot.
Yes, we have
this one. So I'll forgive you this time, my friend. But
cheers, mate.
Considering you've named the man, I'll go another one. It just proved how important Mason Wood is to the St Kilda lineup. For a guy that was pretty much, I believe, let go by North, or delisted by North or something like that. There was some story to it. It just proves the job he does and how much we've been missing it for the last, month or whatever it's been since he's been out. So, and he showed no real signs of concern coming back from injury. He was doing his usual stuff. He's just a beast, absolute beast.
He's been a great find today. So, and got him pretty much for nothing. So that was very good. That's always a bonus, isn't it?
100%. But I did read today, Saners out there, we have quite a few players that are unrestricted free agents this year.
Yes.
Josh Battle's one, and apparently there's an offer on the table, and he hasn't accepted it yet. And Mason Wood is one of them. That's a free agent.
He's one.
Yes. And I would have thought, before he come to the club, he wouldn't have much interest. But
now he'd have quite a bit. As was Battle.
So there's a lot for Battle, apparently, is being reported. A lot of interest.
Yep.
So
let's hope we can hold on to those boys then.
Yeah, I hope so. So, like every game of football, there is a low light, surely.
Yes.
What was it for you, Sammy?
So I've got not having Higgins in the lineup due to I think it was 3 week suspension.
Yes, 3 week suspension.
Had a look at it. We've all had a look at the video, but I think it could have gone like either way. He's kicked. He's gone to kick. It wouldn't have happened if he didn't go to kick the ball as he was being tackled. That's why he ended up in the air and came over. But it could have gone either way. It was just a bit of a bad luck thing.
Did harshly treated, I believe, too.
Yeah.
And we know now from this week just gone that you can punch a guy in the back of the head and you get a week. So, you know.
Yeah, she's a strange game nowadays. She's different to what she was back in a few years, couple of seasons ago, even with the tackling and stuff. So,
well, let's be honest. If we were talking back in the middle 80s through to the 2000s, Tony Lockett probably would have kicked 50 goals for his career.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, he would have been in a bit of strife quite regularly. Found himself in enough as it was, but
In fact, the way the game's played now and the way they suspend, he would have been Robert Muir on steroids.
Yeah, that's probably right.
All right, so Danny, what was your low light?
Well, like a little bit, it's something I harp on a little bit about, but I know we had the first 3 scoring shots. We kicked a goal. We got a couple of points in the goal. But then we let them kick three unanswered goals, and that's all we've done quite a bit this season. We let them get away a bit on us. Like one of them, admittedly, was I'm not sure what Webster was thinking.
Oh yeah.
With that kick. But they're 3 unanswered goals that we're obviously not switched on enough to be doing it. I think we could have done a little bit more for all 3 of those goals. The Webster one was just give me. I'm not sure what, just like I say, brain play. But the other 2, yeah. we could have done a wee bit more to try and prevent them, and we've switched off a little bit early. We're not switching on early enough in a game. That's my negative I've got there.
My negative is basically the lack of sportsmanship from the North Melbourne Football Club on Webster. We knew it was going to happen. What happens, all that sort of stuff. And considering the hoo-ha before the game about the anti-violence towards women and being united and whatnot like that. And, I just thought it was a bit farcical when you consider their actual boss, the coach, Clarkson, got away with absolute murder with his comments because he's as we discussed earlier on, I think on this show, that he has a history of going off. And
we did. Yeah, we definitely discussed.
Yeah.
That, yep.
Yeah, so I just sort of thought it was a bit farcical the way they carried on and whatnot. And it was good to see the boys rally to get in there and sort of look after him. So that was a high.
Yep.
It was almost a bit of sweetness because it's bitter about the treatment. Yes, he screwed up. Yes, if he had his time again, he wouldn't have done it. And whatnot like that. Just Muppets.
Yeah, he's never been a dirty player. He's never been able to do things like that. Like admittedly, not his biggest fan, but he's done a lot of good stuff for our club, and I appreciate that. But he's not normally a player who has actions like that. So that's not saying he goes on.
He isn't. And you know what, Danny? I'll just just on him before we move on. I believe if we look at the actual round per se and individual players, he didn't actually have a bad game back first up. Let me have a look. I don't think he actually had that bad of a game. He didn't really. He had 17 disposals, and he hasn't played much footy, as we know. 10 kicks, 10 kicks, seven handballs, and 73 Dream Team points. So it wasn't exactly a horrible return. And you got to remember, he's playing in defence, so it's not about stats as much anyway. So it wasn't a horrible return. So anyway, what do we take into the Hawthorn game, Sammy? Is there anything to take into it from that game?
I've got the Hayes and Marshall having 2 ruckmen in there. How well it worked. I think Ross might have been listening.
He's been listening to us, bro. He's been listening to us.
It rubs off. You know what it is? It's your dad. It's your dad standing over your bed at night when you're sleeping, going, "We need Hayes. We need Hayes."
Yeah, clearly it's working. Hayes kicked, I think, 2 as well.
He kicked a couple,
He kicked a couple. They both went well. So
that's good. That's good.
What about yourself, Danny?
Not so much from the game, but from what you've said in this conversation, if he's fit, Liam Henry, take him into the game.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's just we're just going to take that positive, mindset. And I know the boys have been lacking a little bit, but they got the job done. A lot of people were calling for a 10-goal win. I know that sort of thing, but the 5-goal win's good. I'll take that. Put it down. It's 4 points. But yeah, positive mindset and just try and control that first part of the game a little bit better. I'd be happy with.
You know what? Bringing Henry in then gives us 4 guys. We want having the ball, putting it inside 50. That gives us Hilly, Wanganang Malira, Henry, and Sinclair.
Yep.
That's pretty awesome. Ball delivery.
If we've got King at centre half forward, there's an option for them. And if he's manned up, whatever things are missing there, they've got good targets and haven't got as many defenders, probably because King's always got a couple on him,
Yep.
Frees that up too. So it makes a lot of sense all around, I reckon.
I tell you what I'm looking forward to is bringing into the Hawthorn game. There's 2 things. One is I want to see our boy, and we're going to refer to him as our boy for the rest of the year, Jack Hayes, backing it up with maybe a 4-goal haul, 1 a quarter.
Wow.
And I love it. And the other thing is I'm just amazed week in, week out. This kid is going to be something special. He's a running machine. I just want to see what Wilson does because he is just special. And in fact, did we really miss Higgins in that game? Because Wilson ended up playing pretty much in the forward line in his replacement. He kicked 3 goals. So
and a couple of set shots too, which
yes. Yes, and if you watched our boy too, talking about set shots being a problem for St Kilda, our boy, I believe all 3 goals were set shots.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
So that's all good. So I was going to say, Danny and I have been chatting. Sammy, you may not be aware of this because I can't remember if we were chatting on our group chat or if we were chatting just individually to each other. We were talking about a discussion around, and this is for the listeners to also, or viewers to also chime in because we'll post it as part of when we send the link out on the page. We want your interaction on this one. Who is the most important player to St Kilda currently? It doesn't mean they're the best player. It's the most important player where, they're not a superstar, but we need them desperately, whether they keep us straight, with our setup or formation, or there's just something about it. Sammy, we might let you think about it because I can see your mind ticking over. We'll get your dad to say who he thinks.
Oh, yeah, I got mine now. As discussed, Wilkie's a huge, huge part of our team. Great in defence, and he's obviously well respected by the players. He seems to have a real leadership role there. Steers things around, and let's just hope his longevity keeps going. He's been great since we've had him. Hasn't missed a game. I think he's Can't say how important. He's crazy important to our whole structure.
100%. And you know what? The thing is, he does as good a job as the guys who get all the accolades.
Yep.
Your Mays,
from the
your Mays, your Moores, all those sort of guys. And in fact, he's probably better in contest than those 2, for example, that are always getting accolades.
He's bloody good. He's good. He's handy. Yeah, he's my straight up. That's the first person who comes to mind when the question's asked.
And as yet again, Danny and I on the same wavelength. I swear we must have been taken by the same spaceship and brainwashed by the same aliens. But
Ballarat water, mate.
Ballarat water, yeah, there's that too. But what I was going to say is I'm the same. To me, it's Wilkie. And in fact, my mate Woody from the other podcast that I do, he one stage in a conversation reckoned Marshall was, and I actually challenged him and said, no, in fact, Marshall's probably our best player, but the most important player is Wilkie. And then when he thought about it, he ended up agreeing. So that's the impact Wilkie's had. So
Yeah, that's
Sammy,
good.
what's your thoughts, mate? You've had a little bit of time.
Yeah, I was gonna say I won't copy this, but I'll go Tim Mendery. Just see last season how they felt in that game after his mental health issues. He's clearly got an impact on the team. He's been there for long. He's held high, I reckon, by his teammates. So yeah,
Held in high regard. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, 100%. Just one thing I will say. Did you guys see the theme song at the end of the game?
No.
All right. Who do you think took over? Because obviously Jack Higgins has taken over the Gresham
Oh, yeah. He
part
wasn't
of it,
there,
right?
yeah.
So he wasn't there. Who do you think took over that part of the song? Have a guess.
Filippo. I'm going to check out there. Who would
No,
you say?
Awesome.
no.
Who was it?
Our boy, not Hayes. Our boy that we just said, Welkie.
Oh, real, yeah. Oh, good
Welkie
stuff.
did it.
That's,
Yeah. I was surprised.
no, yeah. Oh, that is cool. That is cool.
Because I do look forward to that every time. I love that bit. Milne sort of
Yeah.
started it, and it's gone. It's been passed down to certain players, which is good.
Yeah. Oh, that is cool. That was
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
might have to have a look at it now.
it's worth watching the song.
Yeah, I got to be, in all honesty, haven't watched the whole game. Just watched that little mini game.
Mhm. Yep.
And I only watched it tonight too, to be fair, because we've obviously our mind's been on other stuff and
Yeah,
been
100%.
doing a lot of family stuff and that. So we haven't AFL hasn't been on our minds a lot, to be fair. But yeah, I'm going to have to look that up and have a little bit of peek now, eh, Sammy?
I think I think it'll be on St Kilda's Facebook page because I think they usually show the theme song being sung. So
Oh, cool. So yeah, for Saturday, got a mate, Kiwi mate, who's Mad Hawthorn supporter, and he's coming around. He's going to sit in the bar with me on Saturday and watch the game. So that'll be a bit of fun.
now my question is, if we are getting done, because I am a little bit worried because I think they've showed a bit of form last week. I just hope they haven't been played into some form, and we did have trouble from last year in the first game. But then I think Ross the Boss will know how to take care of James Sicily, whatever his name is anyway, the captain. But what I was going to say is if it's pissing down rain and we're getting done, is he going to have to walk home?
Well, yeah, you might have to. We might kick him out there.
I reckon.
No, buddy, it's all good here. Have a couple of quiet beers and relax, and St Kilda win. I'll be happy. If they don't, I'll pretend to be happy and wait until he leaves, and then bloody kick myself.
Yes, as we do. Be polite until he's gone, and then throw stuff. That's when you throw the toys out of the cot. After they go home. But what I was going to say, we'll wind it up, but just want to acknowledge that jump on our Facebook page, follow us on Facebook, also YouTube, get on there, watch our videos, our episodes. Please subscribe. Also, like to acknowledge Josh Watson will be getting to the editing for us again. Makes it lovely for us. Yeah, exactly. Makes it lovely for us every week. And just one little message from myself, considering the dedication. Just remember, people, no matter how frustrated you may get with a family member or a close friend, whoever it is, never be afraid to wrap your arms around them and tell them that you care, because it could be the last time you get a chance to do so.
100%, mate, 100%.
All right, boys, your usual hooroo.
Just before that, Tim, before we do that, I just want to say a big thank you to you. I suppose most of Overditch Sailors fans and people who watch these probably get the idea, but you pretty much run our page and do all the hard work. So big thank you to you for all the hard work with that, mate. Thanks. We appreciate it.
No, that's a pleasure, guys. And look, it's a pleasure doing this project with you guys. And hopefully at some stage, well, I know we've got the Ballarat roots that sort of we share, but hopefully at some stage we can actually meet in Melbourne at a game, sit together and enjoy the game. I think that'd be awesome.
That'd be great, mate. That'd be great. So yeah, no, and for Saturday, wherever you're watching the game, think a few beers
Put in a few cheers.
and
Up the Mighty Saints!
up the mighty Saints!
And it's goodbye from us.